We are going to be working on one of my favorite pieces by Clementi, and it's the Sonatina in C major, and today we will work on the Andante part, but let's just review what was happening here from yesterday, the different sections that we have. So we began with what section? Yeah, exposition, very good. And what's a short word for that? Expose, yep. And what does that mean? Yes, he exposes the idea, the theme that he's doing. And then what happens in the next section? Yes, he develops that, so he has to have something in common, and it can be a rhythm. In this case, it is a rhythm. And then we have something going on in part 7. Yes, recapitulation. And what's the difference between part 1 and part 7 in this? Right, that's an octave lower, the right hand is. And what else do you notice? Yes, dynamic marks. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go on to this section. And what does andante mean? Slow. Yes, actually going to make it in 42 on the metronome. And we're going to begin, though, with having the metronome pulse each one of those. So it's almost like we have 9 beats in a measure. And then when we get a little bit faster, then we're going to go down to the 1, triplet, 2, triplet, 3, triplet. Great. Okay, so it's important, again, in this song to have balance. So we've got louds and softs. That's what's going to be new in there, because Clementi, he was one of the first people to be playing on the pianoforte, which we call piano now. And because before the harpsichord couldn't do what? Right, sustain chords. It didn't have a pedal. And so now he was known for being one of the first composers on the piano. Yep, and then we're going to have another preview. We're going to be previewing triplets, and so that's, a trill. And we have several spots. Here is one spot that we have a trill, and another one is right here, and then right here. So one's going to start on a G, the next one's going to be on an E, and then we're going to be back to a G. So if you look at the bottom here, we do have a couple different ways to play it, and maybe eventually you'll play the more difficult one. But since this is your first trill, we're going to play the easier one. And in this era, we're going to start off with the auxiliary note, which means we're going to come from the A in this case, and then in measure 21, we're going to come from the F down into that. So it sounds like this. Let's try that again, starting with an A. Sorry about that. We're going to go back to the A. Okay, let's try that a couple times. A little bit faster. Yep, nice and even. Again. A little faster. Okay, let's put that together with the left hand. And what chord is in the left hand? Very good. And are we in the key of C? No, right, we're in the key of F. How do you know it's the key of F? 1 flat, very good. So then why am I playing a C chord? All right, because a C is the 4 chord of the key of F. Excellent. All right, so we're going to go here. Here is the F chord, and we're going to go into a C chord. Okay, so to put that together, it sounds like this. Something together and you're worried about all the technique going on, what's your goal? Right, we just want to get our fingers used to what we're doing. Okay, back to that C chord. One more time, a little faster. A couple more times. Again. One more time. Have fun? Okay, so that's one of the things you're going to want to preview. And the more you do it, the faster you're going to get, of course. Let's jump to measure 21 and do the same thing. Now yep. Again. And one more time. Let's add that F chord. Okay. Okay, work on that a bunch of times. And then we're going to go back to measure 25. And is that one like the measure 1, 2, 3? Yeah, Great, so you won't work on that. All right, and then we are going to work on in measure 9. We've got some thirds. And remember what song we had those thirds in? Very good, a short story. So we worked a lot on that at that time. So let's just review that exercise we had. You want to keep your hand in that nice round position, rainbow position. So you can play with the curved fingers. All right, so but with the difference here is that we've got just like, not the difference, but to remember that we have to dig or pet or scratch, whatever you want to call that, to make these legato. So remember that, or actually let me ask you, how do we make these legato chords? Right, we don't want the wood on the side to disappear. We don't want that tan to disappear, because what happens when you lift up the key? Right, the damper pedal, the damper stops that sound again. So we want to keep that damper from coming all the way back up so that the felt on the damper, the string is vibrating, so we want to keep that going. Okay, try that a few times. Again, right now we're just working on that technique. Okay, now let's try to get a little bit louder in there, because that is a phrase. Each one has a little different volume. And then we got to go back to an G. Try that again. Let's add the left hand here. Ready, go. Nice. All right, what else can we find? We want to be reviewing the F scales. As you remember, has that B flat in there. And you will start at 52, 42, whatever we had written down, and play one scale with the F. One octave with that, and then we're going to be doing 2 eighth notes with 2 octaves and triplets with 3 octaves. But you're so good at that already. That's awesome. All right, I think we will start from the beginning of that, and then dolce, nice and sweetly. And we have those triplets. We want to keep things going nice and round. Why did we do that round thing? Right, so your thumb is higher, it can't play loudly. Okay, here we go. Let's just start that again, just a little bit softer, okay? You know what, I think we should probably get the metronome out, but where is that? Way over there. Okay, we'll just do that without the metronome. Actually, it's on the phone. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So yes, it was an E flat. Something didn't sound right there. Yeah, but you did a really good job of seeing that when you played through that. So that was good. And then I did want to remind you about this sforzando here, and this does have an F Z, and it suddenly gets louder and then gets softer. And off of that's an S F Z. And then you also did a great job of these legato six, which we also did in a short story. So probably was something we probably should have previewed again, but you just did such a great job from a story. So good job.